Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speed Gaming 3, and thank you for your patience as we were dealing with a behind-the-scenes delay here. As we are in race 2 of our best points out of 3 matchup here as we enter the bracket stage of the 2022 Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament. Alongside Lorgon, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and we'll be bringing the action to you in this race between TA909, Antlers 44, Zarnax 42, and Spudosaurus, no numbers needed.
Indeed. I think this is going to be a good match this morning. Looking forward to it, even with a little bit of a late start.
Yep, and this is actually going to be a double header, as immediately, or at least with a slight delay, after we finish Game 2, we're going to go into Game 3, and just like that, we are on the start here, and over in the bottom coast, it looks like.
Indeed, and we've already got a divergence with runners going in 3 different directions. A couple people headed up to the desert cave, which looks like it's just a potion shop.
And pointless hints at the vanilla start.
And here in the overworld, I see lots of moblins, which isn't bad. Blue moblins are bomb droppers, and so those are always nice once the players manage to get a sword or a blue candle.
Zarnax has found the Any roads, but it's going to give us a peek, and it's the Any key on the coast.
And meanwhile, Spudosaurus has found that the Armos item is the power bracelet up near the Lost Hills.
That unlocks 4 locations of potential hidden levels, as one is guaranteed to be blocked by either a power bracelet, raft, or recorder. But it is not the one there by the ocean, as that is a medium secret of 26 rupees.
So yeah, with 4 runners going in different directions, we're getting a lot of coverage very quickly of this overworld. And we finally found a level.
A couple of Armos spots that have levels here.
Level 9 was over at so-called Death Armos at the dead end by the lake.
And level 2, just east of the coast, or I guess one northwest of the coast item.
And given that level 2 can have a floor item that could just be lying on the ground, I can see why some runners are going to take a peek and see, even though they don't have any weapons yet, if they can manage to pull something out of there. But looks like Spudosaurus and Antlers are going to leave. And then level 6 was found by Antlers over at the vanilla level 2 spot.
Okay, Zarnax seeing level 9, trying to get out of there. And trying to avoid the gorillas. Nicely done. And a nice jackpot of 26 rupees for the effort.
But I think this is the first race I've commentated where we have 3 different numbers players, as you're pointing out in the intro. Zarnax 42, Antlers 44, TA 909.
And one of these things is not like the other, or at least one of these names are in this case.
But yeah, at this point we got to start wondering where that wood sword is going to turn up. It has to be either in an open cave, or because the Armos item was a power bracelet, could be in one of the power bracelet spots.
That would certainly be a bit of a twist, as we have level 8 found here by TA909, and immediately finds an item, and it's the raft.
Not bad. Didn't notice where that level 8 location was.
That was in the vanilla power bracelet Armos location. So,
Got it.
yeah, lots of lots of Armos findings for levels here. Interestingly enough.
Making it to some of the more far-reaching corners of the map. We've got Zarnax over in the very southwest corner. Spudosaurus goes to the very top of the waterfall.
We have a poverty seed.
Was that a large secret of just 60?
Large secret of 60. Medium secret of 26. And a small secret of 8. So all rolling below average.
However, Zarnax manages to find a bomb upgrade that cost, I think, only 87 and gave +4 bombs.
Slight discount.
Nevertheless, in a poverty seed, spending that money early, while the bombs will definitely be useful, could be trading off the potential to get arrows or something like that sooner.
So just that quickly, 5 minutes in and 5 levels already found. And primarily the more difficult ones.
And TA did pick up the wood sword. It was apparently in that pushable grave in the graveyard.
The one that Zarnax is approaching now. Yep, and picks it up as well.
Zarnax playing as a Gibdo means that what would have been a person NPC instead was a like who handed him the wooden sword.
He must have hit the snooze button there. Did somebody say wood? Also, we see, is that a minus 21 for the door repair?
I have
Or 23.
Carefully to do the math. Yeah, that's just going to
Too early in the morning
poverty.
for math.
It's going to increase the poverty in the seed, though, if that's rolled up a little bit.
Only something, either way.
There's a lot of door repairs out there. But it appears our runners are finding a few of the take-any's. We've got 3 of the runners with candles already. And Zarnax just picked up a free take-any heart to get up to 4 hearts max capacity. And TA struggling to get past these blue gorillas who are guarding the raft entrance at the coast, and they take him down.
And it is confirmed a minus 23, as the difference between 86 and 63 is in fact 23.
TA manages to find that take any heart that appears to be just on their start screen in a vanilla location. Fred! And Antlers is trying to use his blue candle to take out some blue moblins. They do go down, but doesn't manage to get a bomb drop. He's still looking for his wood sword.
So both Spud and Zarnax now skipping out on the letter in the southwest corner of the overworld.
Well, I guess a lot of people use select swap, and so that's one fewer item to have to cycle through. TA is actually using bombs on these blue gorillas to try to get back to the coast, and does at least make it to the island. And he's rewarded with level 3. We have a blocked level. Raft blocked. The item from 8, necessary to reach this destination.
And there's a stair. Oh, well, it's a Patra block stairway, but it looks like it's just orbiting here and is going to take a bump, and it's it's segmented.
Wow. And yeah, now that you've cooked past this Patra, I think you're going to continue on in the segment and hope that you find good stuff over here.
And there's another diamond staircase just to the north. Wow.
Seems like TA is going to be the winner in this 3 because he's
the
found the bow! I'm curious, I'm surprised that he didn't choose to walk back out of the stair and kill the final keys, or did he get the final keys before he went down that diamond stair just to see if the Triforce was there?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. In any case, with some very brief dives into a couple dungeons, TA is now in the item lead, with a couple items pulled off of the basements of these dungeons. He's going to re-clip through the Patra, this time with more hearts. Spadasaurus, meanwhile, has also found level 8. Has found a staircase. We'll see if he manages to clip in.
Gonna get a little replenishment of health here.
TA picks up a 4 heart and 3. Zarnax discovers that the White Sword Cave item is the container heart. And Antlers, who somehow managed to get flush with money, also purchases that bomb upgrade. This time it's in level 7. Yeah, that's the same one that Zarnax saw. Over in the southwest coast. Or southwest corner of the map. Spadasaurus successfully makes it through one of the transport stairs in level 8. Discovers a Goma.
Oh, there's a nice upgrade. We've got the White Sword in level 6.
That's fantastic combat upgrade for Zarnax. And getting it this early, potentially relative to his opponents, could be a strong advantage if there's a bit of combat.
Antlers, meanwhile, picking up the wood sword in the graveyard.
So at this point, everybody's got some type of pointy stick. I didn't see where Zarnax had found that level 6. Oh, that's right, it was back over at Vanilla 2.
Both TA909 and Zarnax in there currently.
TA is also getting that white sword.
And we're only 12 minutes in, so you'd like to see that kind of a quick upgrade. Alright, just a door repair at the Grave Power Bracelet push block. Or push rock, I guess, in this case.
And so far, other than a couple of Patra and a couple of Gomas that the runners have just managed to walk on past, looks like that White Sword heart actually takes all 6 hearts to lift in this particular seed.
It certainly does.
Other than those, we haven't really seen that many fearsome boss enemies, despite the fact that this flag set has extra bosses turned on. So we'll see if we run into some Dig Dagger blocks or some more Gomas who are going to prevent our runners from advancing until they get certain key items.
There's a transport staircase that was... Oh, here we go. We go from one boss to another here. There's a Goma on the other side.
Got some Pole's Voice in level 2. That would be another reason you'd want to get your hands on the bow as soon as possible. But Zarnax is still doing well with his white sword.
And a very timely clock helps.
Indeed. TA picks up another container heart, and he's actually not too far from where he could pick up that white sword heart. And so I imagine he'll route past there in order to pick up one more.
Bud with a take any and ops. Or were they next to each other? I thought he just picked up the candle.
I
Are
missed
my
one
eyes
of
playing
them.
tricks on me here this morning?
Antlers finds container heart in level 8 in the NSE room. So yeah, shouldn't be too much trouble for our runners to get up to the 6 hearts they need to lift the white sword item. But given that it's just a container heart, it's not really going to affect the progression or our runners all that much, it appears.
Oh, okay. I went back and looked because I was totally confused. So, over in the southeastern Death Mountain area, there was one take any. Spuds picked up the candle, immediately
Up-aid, and then it was the
and
start
then it was on the
screen.
start screen. Okay,
Got it.
that's why my eyes were apparently playing tricks on me. It just all happened so fast.
Looks like these blue Lionels may have rolled down slightly, and so that's good news for the runners who are still fighting them with the wooden sword.
Starnax with our first Triforce, or actually no, Spud got the level 8 Triforce, but the first pickup in level 2. But the item might be blocked, as none of our runners have really gone that deep into 2 to be able to try to find it. But as I say that, here's Spud finding 2. Let's see how deep in.
With only one bomb in his inventory, if it does turn out to be the case that a bomb or a key is needed in order to progress through the level, he does spend it in order to test out one of the walls. It doesn't open. So yeah, the map on the floor of 2, or perhaps one of the players finding the item of the book, which is in this flag set an atlas that contains a map of all the different dungeon levels, could be very valuable.
See, oh, well, there we go. There's the acquisition of the map.
And it almost looks like Aladdin's lamp or something.
Yeah, I could go with that. Starting up near the spout, as it were.
Well, we'll see if it manages to grant any of the runners their wish. What could the item in 2 be? The red ring, the silver arrows. TA manages to Kananaki the Aquamentus with an arrow in order to walk through the locked door as the shutter opens. Taking advantage not only of his item upgrade, he's got the bow and arrow when no one else does, as well as just good skills in play to recognize the opportunity to do that Kananaki and pull it off.
There's the floor heart and 2 for TA. Didn't bother to get that key. That was kind of interesting, as we do have a level 1 find.
Spudazor is a couple rooms behind. We'll see if he manages to do something similar. It doesn't have the bow and arrow, and so it's going to be more difficult. And the Pole's voices are also not going away when he exits the room, so he's going to have to fight them. And Antlers has found level 1. I missed where that was located. Death Mountain somewhere, according to the chat.
Yeah, one screen south of the northwest corner.
Got it.
That bomb block with the.
That's pretty far flung.
Yeah.
One hopes that he doesn't get blocked in here. He's got the Triforce already, so if we do manage to get the recorder, we'll be able to whistle back there, but that's going to be one of the most difficult places to walk, or time-consuming, I should say, places to walk back to, at least. Don't know that much of the overworld is difficult for these runners, given the enemies we've seen on the overworld in this seed. Blue Gorilla is really the only thing that's been giving people any trouble at all. And I think TA just Cananikied again. Once again using the bow and arrow, this time on a Stalfos.
So did Antlers pick up one of the items in one?
Did get the Triforce. I'm not sure that I saw an item, but I wasn't watching the entire time.
Well, it was kind of more of a whiteum, I guess, as opposed to a Y-Force.
And Jake Ober's correcting me. TA actually had a key in that instance, so he just killed the Stalfos at the end of the room and then spent his key to get through the door. Got a level 5 sighting for Zarnax. And a couple of ruby bosses. There's the bosses we've been looking for. The Fires are tanky. Antlers hits him with a bomb, and they just split into keys. That's something that's always a pain in the neck. And that level 4 is tall and narrow.
I'm just trying to get an idea of where those were. All right, so level 5 was a screen north of Vanilla 1.
Yeah, and other than level 4, I guess
Antlers is in 4 now, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Antlers,
guess we found everything.
yeah, that's also... Level 4 is also in Death Mountain.
I suppose Magical Sword Cave is one place that would still be interesting, potentially, to some of the runners to find, but we've located all of our dungeons and the White Sword Cave. Level 8 was at the Vanilla Power Bracelet Armos. So yeah, these actually were very spread out in terms of their locations around the map. Didn't get any kind of cluster of dungeons like we've seen in some other seeds.
Alright, so we're being told by chat that the magical sword was at Spectacle Rock, Vanilla level 9.
I see, also spread out from everything else, and so I think it's very unlikely that any of the runners is going to go back up there, even if they have enough hearts to have a chance to lift it. TA also gets the bomb upgrade out of level 7. I guess it was like the first room into 7, and so pretty much everyone's going to find that, and so long as they're carrying around the rupees at the moment. Looks like a magical boomerang for Antlers in level 4. He decides to pass it up. Spudosaurus is picking up the White Sword item Container Heart, bringing him to 7. Zarnax purchasing a wooden arrow. Oh, but Zarnax takes a death up on Death Mountain. He was headed up in the direction of where we know level 1 is. And after having just purchased the arrow, the bow would really be nice to go with it. TA does elect to pick up the letter while he's in the corner over near Dungeon 7. Spudosaurus is going to use Take Any to pick up a red potion as he finishes out the northeast.
And oh boy, more door repairs. Triforce 4 for antlers.
And TA checking the lake raft spot. He's just got some free money. TA is also going to elect to use his final take any to pick up a red potion. Finishing up Candle Row. I'm trying to think of which dungeon. Perhaps Dungeon 5 TA has not seen yet.
Well, there's the ladder. It's in level 1.
Interesting. So if Antlers can manage to pull the other item, if it's important, out of level 1, yeah, it's the bow, right? No, that was in 3.
Bow's in 3. We don't know what the staircase item is in 1.
All right. But yeah, if he can manage to do this all in one go, he won't have to take the long walk back up to this corner of the map, so that could save him some time. But yeah, still none of the other runners have managed to pull the bow out of 3, which you needed to dip into 8 to get the raft in order to get. And so if there does end up to be a Goma block in one of these dungeons, TA is fighting a Goma right now, that could really turn into a huge advantage for TA if the other runners have to do an extra double dip of one of these dungeons.
Okay, that was the floor heart that was picked up kind of out of nowhere. That explains it now.
Antler's also using a take any to pick up a red potion. So it seems like all the runners are pretty satisfied with the amount of health they have in terms of capacity. But yeah, I don't know. Have we seen a single Digdogger? Have we seen a single Gleeok in this seed?
If we have, it might have only been for a fleeting second, as I think our runners were in no position to attempt to pass it here, and everybody's kind of going with the same plan of using their last take any for the purpose of the potion.
So it looks like Antlers, with that recent acquisition of the ladder, is going to be the first to pick up our any key off the coast. Won't have to worry about keys anymore. And TA is trying to do another Kanana key, this time on a Keese in the NSU room in 5, and it should work out. There we go.
Just as a key appears on the floor. Amazing. And now it's going to double back for it.
Well done. Just like that, he could have been blocked, but now he's got 2 keys in his pocket. And there's the Triforce in level 5. Near the bottom right of that submarine.
Darnax with a compass pickup in 4.
And TA moving along. I didn't see if TA saw the basement item in 5, but still checking overworld spots, so I presume that means that he is still missing one of the dungeon locations, and perhaps wants to see if he's going to need to go to Recorder Lake, and if the Recorder is going to be necessary before he finishes diving dungeons. Looks like he's going to go check the power bracelet spot over here at the grave.
Which I believe is a door repair, yep.
Spudosaurus has discovered level 7, but does not go one room in. Has the rupees to purchase the bomb upgrade. Oh, now he's going back in? Alright.
I think it's just trying to pirouette.
Ah, fair. And so just like that, now also has extra bomb capacity.
Gonna try a respawn here. Antlers runs into the blocked candle shop. Ropes rolled up.
Yeah, White Sword is not taking them down. They'll come at you fast, so it's easy to take a little extra damage off of those guys if you're not using super quick reaction time. Zarnax also discovers the magical boomerang and decides to leave it behind.
Bringing a little fury to Fury SK.
TA is back into Dungeon 1, so we'll see if he manages to pull all of the items out of this place during this dive.
I wonder if that's what it is. That ladder block there in 1 might lead to the... Well, we'll see heading up north.
Oh, TA didn't have the key to go up here before, I imagine, because I think the ladder is found somewhere just through here.
Oh, it's Goma blocked.
I don't think it is, because Antlers had the ladder. Oh, we haven't seen the basement item, right? The ladder was on the
basement
floor.
item, yeah.
The basement item is...
Well, now we're about to, and it is
and it's the silver arrows. Wow.
Everything coming up TA here.
Runners have to go into 8 to get the raft, to get to Dungeon 3, to get the bow, to be able to kill the Goma in 1 to get the silver arrows. That is the sequence that this seed has presented. And TA is the first to unravel that series of events, and that seems like that's going to give him a major advantage.
Spud now seeing the magical sword. Requires a random number between 10 and 14 hearts, and only having 8, not going to be enough. Sorry, Dick Van Patten. Good, I'm glad somebody got that joke.
Fortunately, your co-commentator in the booth is also not a young man.
Or could just be a fan of reruns.
That's true. Alright, TA picks up the ladder in 1, had also picked up the floor heart, and so manages to clear all the items out of that dungeon. And at this point, other than the possibility of getting Digdogger blocked, he's pretty much go time just to get all of his Triforces and try to clear this one out.
Triforce and go mode, and TA about to find another level here in 4, just 2 screens away from where level 1 is in Death Mountain. And level 5 is the item in the basement is the banana, the wooden boomerang. And Antlers opts to not pick it up.
So at this point, the wand, the book, the red ring especially, and the recorder could all still be upgrades that might be worth picking up in some of these dungeons that we haven't seen. I'm not sure if any of the runners would go back into Dungeon 2 looking for one of those items necessarily. So it'll be interesting to see if we ever discover the locations of these items.
Let's see. We still have the floor item in 2. We have the basement item in 7. One of the basement items in 8, and then the 2 in 9.
And it feels like either 7 or 8 are most likely where the runners are going to encounter those, because those are big dungeons where the runners still have to dig and get the Triforce. Dungeon 2, on the other hand, all 3 of our 4 runners already have the Triforce, and it seems unlikely that they're going to head back into that one. Well, there's our wand. Zarnax will take the time to go out and pick it up. It's nice to have that range damage as well as the wand's insane hitbox, even if it deals the same melee damage count as the white sword.
Now, I'm trying to remember with this flag set, an important item like the recorder cannot be in 9, correct?
Correct.
Alright, so that means that it's a 50-50 shot if the recorder is required for Dig Dogger combat, that it could either be the floor item in 2 or the basement item in 7.
Indeed.
We'll see if Antlers can help unravel that particular mystery as he makes his way here through level 2.
Well, Antlers also discovers the compass. However, given how many important items, well, yeah, I guess he's still missing both the bow and the silvers. So I imagine even after finding the Triforce, he'll probably try to continue through this dungeon. Although, the number of Pole's voices that are taking many sword strikes to kill doesn't make it particularly appealing.
Triforce in level 5 for Spud.
TA is back into level 8. So with another runner in there, we'll get more opportunities to see who can find the location of the Triforce in this big dungeon.
Right, so just a key there as I'm kind of keeping a little bit of a look at Antler's side here. See if we can get a floor item along the way.
So I guess TA does know that the any key is waiting for him on the coast, but doesn't have it right now. Still has 2 keys in his pocket. So, depending upon how key-rich this 8 is or is not, we'll see if that forces TA to take a different path.
TA's on the other side, basically, of, or close to the other side of the Overworld, as level 8 was in the vanilla Power Bracelet Armos spot. Oh, shoot. Oh, so to get over to that area, you have to go through the Triforce room from right to left. Ah, that might be why a lot of our runners probably didn't explore further. They just got the Triforce and dipped out.
So we'll see if Antlers gives us some exciting new information here. Still the possibility that it's Goma block, though, and Antlers does not have the bow. Can't drop in this pointless moat room, since this only drops in dungeons 1, 4, and 5. So it seems that the mystery of which item is in level 2 may remain yet for a time.
Oh, potentially.
I guess Antlers has 2 more rooms he could potentially clear out of this place. South of the moat, there's a room full of gels. Is it going to drop?
It is.
It is!
A recorder.
Wow.
So it was a ladder-blocked recorder, so you had to get the ladder out of 1 to get the recorder from 2.
And so if we do end up with a Dig Dogger in an important spot, this all of a sudden could be an advantage for Antlers.
As they say north of the border, it could be the TSN turning point.
It's also the case that given the way that the dungeons are spread out along this map, that gives Antlers a whole lot more mobility to travel the overworld. He could easily probably save a minute of back and forth just by whistling around. The any roads in this one were not particularly good. So Antlers is immediately back to level 1, which we were talking about as being the most far-flung location on the entire map. He'll be able to dig his silvers out of here, except he doesn't have the bow yet, right? So travel time or no, it's still the case that he needs to go visit Dungeon 3 on the coast first. But he doesn't know it.
To get the bow. Just to keep the rhyme going, you know. Zarnax, meanwhile, has the bow.
And perhaps will be the first to pull the Triforce out of Dungeon 3. I don't remember if or why TA bounced out of Dungeon 3 before the Triforce.
I think it was pretty early on, so it could have been a key block, it could have been combat block, it could have been a number of things, but TA now back into 3.
Having stopped by the coast to pick up the any key. And now, rather than clipping past the Patra once again, this time the Patra goes down and yields a map. Perhaps not surprisingly, looking exactly like the map that Zarnax already had on his screen. The runners are, in fact, playing the same seed.
Yeah, if it looked different, we'd have... That would be extremely surprising.
And yeah, it does seem likely that TA was key blocked over there earlier in the seed. But now should be just a few moments behind Zarnax, picking up Triforce 3.
Zarnax is going to go ahead and ladder clip across to...
Oh, Spudosaurus takes a death to the Patra after he'd taken out most of the orbitals. The wood sword just takes so many stabs.
Back over to 2. Meanwhile, Antlers finds the book in level 7, so Red Ring and Red Candle are both in 9.
It'll be interesting to see if the other runners pick that up and whether having the map early in Dungeon 9 turns out to be an advantage. And while our runners now have most of the information, or many of them have most of the information to kind of like unlock all the pieces of the puzzle. Dungeon 6 is typically large and no one has the Triforce out of there. And Dungeon 7 is also pretty large, and Antlers has just gone through, I don't know, a third of the room so far, perhaps.
Yeah, level 7 looks to be just slightly larger than vanilla, 34 rooms as opposed to 33.
Yikes. Sounds like we might have a smaller 9.
Yeah, so far...
Smaller than average.
So far, 5 slightly larger by 2 rooms, 25 versus 23, and 1 considerably smaller, only 13 rooms as opposed to 17. And we've yet to see the maps for 6, 8, or 9. So I don't have those comparisons as of yet.
Spinosaurus succeeds on take 2 versus this Patra. Manages to push a block to get another room into Dungeon 4 to find these tanky ropes. And he's on 2 hearts. This actually could be a scary room.
Down to half a heart here.
All right, but he manages to
very
pick it.
timely clock.
Yep.
And that's why we haven't seen much of 6, because here come the whiz robes.
Runners haven't had too much trouble with bombs in this one, especially having all purchased bomb upgrades, but I always enjoy seeing these 3 Dodongo rooms because it's always just an opportunity to refresh your bomb so long as you have 1 or 2 going in and they're not too trolly. You can come out with full bombs. It's pretty great.
It's a lot of as long as stipulations.
Also, as long as it's not a zigzag room. That set of blocks makes the Dodongos walk all crazy directions, and you have a hard time getting around them.
There's the Triforce out of 6 for TA.
And at this point, TA is becoming dangerously close to entering Dungeon 9, trying to finish this thing off.
Yep, not going to go back into 6. We know it's the white sword item. Oh, which he picked up. That would explain why he's not going back into 6.
He got it first. That was a lucky pull early out of that dungeon. Saranak's the only other runner who managed to pull that white sword. And both of them also now have the wand. So, yeah, the runners on the right-hand side of your screen have been combat poor relative to the runners on the left. So TA has made it back to the entrance of Dungeon 7. We've seen Antlers go through a good portion of it. Oh, the fairy comes at the right time, and Antlers just manages to pick it up to stay alive. TA also manages to pick up the map of 7, gets a look at what he's in for. And I guess Antlers has not yet seen the compass, despite clearing, I think, more than half the rooms of this dungeon already.
Yeah, chat noting kind of where the advantages came from, and yeah, kind of just right pathing or direction that the seed wants you to go, just kind of figuring it out and getting a little bit lucky in this case here. The early white sword out of 6 certainly helped, but the progression of going into raft or digging out the raft in 8 to then go to level 3 to get the bow buying arrows somewhere along the way to then go to level 1 to get not only the ladder, but the stairs, which were bow blocked.
Assuming Spuddosaurus manages to stay alive, it looks like he's going to finish out this too and discover the recorder. Which might be kind of a disappointment for him at this point.
And just like that, we are in level 9, and we hear a roar right off the bat here before we can even do the whole roar into door spiel.
Well, the dungeon's not immediately going to yield the path. The TA is happy to look around because in addition to hearing that roar and finding Ganon, he does need to find that shutter door that'll only open after Ganon's been defeated and the Triforce of Power is in his hands.
That is an inconsequential Dig Dogger roar. Although, yeah, TA did get the recorder we're being noted here, and we did see it kind of flip through on that select screen, so... Yeah, even that potential blockade doesn't really seem to be one, so it's just a matter of the exploration of 9 here.
Which can definitely be a thing.
Gray. We've got Gray level 9, Gray level 3, Gray level 7.
Indeed. Well, 9 saved the colors for its basement items. It's got the red ring and the red candle. But yeah, we've definitely seen level 9 with its maze of staircases and bomb walls turn into be a big puzzle that can easily cost a runner 10 minutes trying to find Zelda. We'll see how it works out for TA in today's race. And also, having the Wizrobes in here is going to make things more challenging than they could be. TA actually, almost about to take a death, doesn't up A continue just to go a different direction. So not only the maze of 9, but the combat could be a little bit of trouble for our runners.
Candle damage boost strats to get past the Dig Dogger. And here come those rather spicy ropes.
Now these red Wizrobes are going to be a welcome sight for TA, who's out of bombs. They are bomb droppers, and so he's likely to get at least one pack out of these guys. That said, apparently I just put the commentator's curse on him because he gets nothing!
Oh, man.
No bombs is not a situation you want to be in at Dungeon 9.
Or 8 or 7.
Good point.
Just go down the list here. Spud now picks up the bow.
Better late than never, but at 53 minutes and after having been in as many dungeons as he's been in.
There's the bomb drop. And another timely clock. And another bomb drop as well.
Wow. Zarnax manages to get his Triforce out of level 7. Takes a bit of time on the refill. Antler's also now discovering the bow. I think Antlers probably has all the pieces of the puzzle now. I'm not sure that Spuddosaurus knows all of its locations.
The Vyres are being their usual annoying selves, it seems. And we'll never know what that old man is not because of the quick up A.
Alright, with some bombs, TA is now going to do some more exploration up here in the northwestern corner of Dungeon 9. Places 2 of them and manages to find 2 more bomb holes. And some bombs on the floor. How nice. Doing a good job of dodging blue wizrobes. Just trying to get his eyes on as many rooms and shutter doors as he can. There's a shutter door that opens after a push block. It's not where Zelda's hiding. Ganon, on the other hand.
Here's Ganon.
Where in Hyrule is Ganon San Diego appears on Zarnax's screen? Well, if you looked just up, you would discover. It's on TA's screen, here in level 9.
Has the sunlock, and there's the 8 hits with the white sword. We have Bacon.
Now it's just one piece of the puzzle left. Where is Zelda hiding? TA's been in perhaps 20 rooms of this level 9. Could be another 30 to find.
Oh, wow, and Spud and Antlers practically at the same time picking up their white swords. Just as Zarnax picks up Magical Sword.
Interesting. There wasn't any road up there. I didn't see if he somehow is nearby one of those in order to route in that Magical Sword pickup. But that'll be useful both to reduce the time it takes to kill Ganon as well as make it less likely that these wizrobes are going to cause too much havoc once he does get into Dungeon 9. Speaking of, Zarnax is at the entrance. Our second runner into Dungeon 9, here at about 57 minutes.
Okay, looking back, it was pretty much just Zarnax had finished level 5 and then walked the couple of screens up and to the left and decided to give it a check with 13 hearts.
I see. Well, that's good routing. And that actually makes this a race once again. TA could still take some time to find Zelda, and meanwhile, an early roar could enable Zarnax to locate Ganon very quickly. He's got 9 bombs, he's got the Any Key, he's got the Magical Sword. And he's killing rooms that are easy to kill in case it drops a compass, which could also give him advantage. Again, the Magical Swords were one-shotting those ropes, whereas TA would have to two-shot them with the White Sword.
Here's the silvers for Antlers. But even with that combat advantage, you're looking at what was a 7-minute and 20-second head start for TA 909 to get into level 9.
And at this point, he does have a bunch of the rooms covered, but he's only starting to kill enemies in some of the rooms that he'd left behind before, like the Stig Dogger, in order to find another magic stair. Which leads to the red ring. He will take a moment to go pick it up. He has had to up A once or twice already in this dungeon because he was getting too low on health due to the blue wizrobes.
I'd say that's something that's worth picking up even at this juncture of the race.
So can Zarnax get into that Ganon room soon enough? TA is starting to run out of rooms where Zelda could be hiding. Meanwhile, Spudosaurus
44 rooms, it looks like, thanks
I
to Antlers.
Picking up the map as well. So yeah, we've got 3 of our runners in 9, and Spinosaurus did just pick up the level 7 Triforce. So it's possible we'll have all 4 of our runners in the final dungeon at once.
Well, the drawback to that is we think that Spud might be gambling that the silvers are in 9.
Fair. Doesn't know that they were both blocked in 1 because his bow came so late. Looks like he is heading back into 1, so this is going to turn out to be the right decision for him.
Here's Ganon on Antler's side.
Yeah. Antler's potentially making a big come-from-behind move here. Got the bow very late relative to TA, like tens of minutes later. And yet, both of them have killed Ganon, and both of them are in 9 looking for Zelda. Spud does find the silver arrows in 1, so it's still possible that all of our runners are going to be in 9 at the same time. And an hour in, if you're just joining us, we have a race.
Gap did close up rather quickly.
TA having to swipe on these wizrobes to pick up some bombs and continue on. Zarnax has the magical sword, well, he'll just be able to kind of tear through them. Meanwhile, Antlers has the map and has a better sense of where he needs to try to look for rooms. And finally, Spudosaurus has made it to the entrance to level 9. The last to enter here at 101, but all 4 runners in Dungeon 9. Who's it gonna be? Antlers!
Wow!
Finds the princess, perhaps as a result of having the map. And it's GG. And we find out the man is old. I'm not old, you're old.
101:28 is the official time, so just
What a
9
come from
seconds
behind.
after Antlers. After Antlers, I'm just all kinds of backwards here. I'm throwing 9 seconds after Spud finds and enters level 9, Antlers finds the kidnapped.
Wow. And that was not, like, I think TA has been, like, 1 room away from seeing the door, perhaps. It'll be interesting to take a look if we see TA discovers that Zelda's not in her room. I got a glimpse at TA's map. He's seen most of level 9. And I think Zelda was entered from east to west to get into her door. Wow. They call 9 the Great Equalizer, and now it's to see if Zarnax is going to be able to earn himself enough points to give him any chance of advancement here. Zarnax is in the northwest corner. TA, if he can somehow make a left-hand turn, but yeah, it seems like he's blocked over there. I'm not sure the route that Antlers took. But I think we're joined by Antlers here in the book. GG, sir.
Yo, thank you.
You got the bow very late in this one.
What's that?
Yeah,
Sorry,
that Freudian slip kind of said it all. You joining us in the booth, but the book was the telltale difference.
The book, well, it helped in some ways. It also, if I didn't have the book in 7, I'd probably see like less than half the rooms I actually saw. But yeah, no, that like it was definitely helpful in 9 for sure. And 6 as well. 3. But yeah, it sent me on a wild goose chase in 7.
Well, to give you an idea, TA has found, TA entered level 9 maybe about 8 minutes or 9 minutes prior to you, and still has no map, didn't find the book, and has taken out Ganon quite a little while ago and is still trying to find the kidnapped.
Oh wow, and there's a direct path from Zelda to Ganon, or from Ganon to Zelda too. That's
Yeah,
painful.
Zarnax also. Well, Zarnax is
There we
now
go.
about to take second place here. Get out your GGs. The official race time 104.28, exactly 3 minutes after Antlers. But Zarnax had probably about a minute roughly head start into 9 before you did, and you just had the more direct pathing.
Yeah, the book definitely helped in 9, so I guess the time that I lost in 7, you know, it gained me back in 9 because I could see exactly kind of like where that 9 wanted me to go. I got very lucky with the staircase that I took, I'm not gonna lie. That was, I almost took that first one, but I'm like, let's see a room north of here before I take the staircase, and I was like, oh, okay, another staircase, I'll just take this one, and it turned out to be the right one.
Well, TA is finding all the dungeon items. He picked up the red ring and now has witnessed the red candle in 9, and still looking around to try to find Zelda's location. Spudasaurus has only seen about half the dungeon so far, and struggling with these blue wizrobes. But it looks like we're now also joined by Zarnax, GG, on getting second place in this race.
Oh, thank you. That 9 was nerve-wracking.
You were the only runner to get the
GG,
magical
Zarnax.
sword, and it ended up being useful in that dungeon 9 with the enemy set.
I saw wizrobes in one dungeon, and I was like, man, I've got 13 hearts. The odds of picking it up are so high. And I think I had 2 dungeons left to clear at that point, and it seemed like it was a toss-up, but it seemed like the right play to make. I'm glad I did, in hindsight, for sure.
Yeah, GG's Zarnax.
Hey, you too.
And TA has found that direct path and is going to take third place in this race with an official time of 106.33.
But yeah, not only the wizrobes, but even like there were a bunch of ropes in
Oh yeah.
level 9.
Were they
And
2 or 3? There were 3
they had-
HP. Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
They
So
rolled
people
up
with a
the
white
whole
sword,
two.
unless they were managing to stack the wand damage or whatever, were taking multiple swipes at those guys as well.
Right.
And then, yeah, like red wizrobes, we're seeing a bunch of players stab to try to clear out some of those rooms. Did anyone get the compass in 9?
I
No.
definitely didn't.
Yeah. And so one wonders if it was in some combat-heavy room that the runners all left behind, or if it was just in some corner that we never saw.
Yeah, I'm
Or
kind
both.
of annoyed with compasses after that 7, not gonna lie. Literally, second to last room that I see has the compass, and
Right.
the last room that of the entire dungeon has the Triforce free sitting on the floor. 2 openings. That was a very frustrating moment. I knew at that point that I had definitely spent more time than anybody in that level 7, especially now that I see that people had the wand, and like I knew that people had like after I found that bow in 3, I was like, oh yeah, I killed a lot of Pulse Voice in that level 7. I might be in trouble. Luckily, the book kind of equalized it.
Oh, where was the book?
7.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So the funny thing is, I probably wouldn't have even found it, but I was bombing the Dodongo in that right side moat room, and it bombed the wall open on accident. I wasn't gonna bomb that wall, but I was like, oh, okay. I doubt many people will probably find this bomb wall because it was like right on the edge.
Right.
And I was like, let's see what's
Oh,
over
that's
here.
awesome.
It was a gutsy play by complete accident, and it turned out to be the difference.
So
Yeah, book in
fortuitous.
9 would have been really helpful.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever ended up finding the map in 9, but it was, there were a lot of little holes.
I was gonna say it sure seemed holy because I bombed at least 20 walls.
Yeah, there were at least 2 holes in the middle of the map, like especially like one in the
right
northwest.
by Ganon.
Yeah, like basically you walk along the edge of the hole to get from Ganon to Zelda.
Yeah.
The only thing more difficult to find than Zelda were the map and the compass.
Yeah, the only one who saw level 9 as far as the map goes is Antlers, who had the book out of 7. None of the other runners have any type of clairvoyance as to what level 9 looks like.
So Zarnax, overall, how were you feeling about that race? You got the white sword reasonably early, which is always a nice thing to get.
Yeah, I felt like overall I felt pretty good. I think there were a couple points where I spent a little time in dungeons that I ended up having to back out of and couldn't finish. Like I don't know that I would have made a different decision, but I knew like luck just wasn't rolling my way at that point, and there were enough of those where I certainly didn't feel like I had a lead. But I did feel like a lot of the things I was doing, especially like early to mid game, were working out pretty well. I think the only item I found that wasn't useful was the boomerang, the magical boomerang. I felt really good when I found the silvers in one, because that was definitely going. I had already gotten one item out of there. It was kind of out of the way. I had a couple other dungeons and Triforces to go to, but it was such a small dungeon. I felt like I had to see what the other item was before clearing bigger ones.
Yeah, what ended up being significant in terms of just the ordering of this one that had really worked in TA's favor early was you needed the raft out of 8 to get the bow in 3 to be able to kill the Goma in 1 to get the silver arrows in 1. So most people had to double dip Dungeon 1, and Dungeon 1 was way over in the corner unless people had gotten the recorder out of 2 at that point to be able to whistle back. And so it looked early on that was going to be a significant issue for some runners.
That was the big thing that made me feel behind, was the first time I was in 2, I was super limited on keys, hadn't found the ladder yet, and so I had to abandon that. So I got my recorder fairly late, I feel.
Yeah, honestly, when I found level 1, like, I feel like I may have been the first person into level 1, because I went to West Death Mountain pretty early, but it ended up kind of being a curse. I was feeling real good when I found it, and I was still feeling pretty good when I found the ladder, and then finding level 4 right next to it, it would have been nice to get something other than the boomerang in a level 4, but, like, you know, being up there that early. But then it ended up kind of just playing against me, because I went back, I think I quadruple dipped 1. The first time I ran out of keys, went to get keys out of 4. Well, I didn't know where 4 was yet, but I was going to move on, and found 4, and I was like, okay, well, got a couple of keys, let's go back. Ran out of keys again. Went back later once I had the any key. Ran out of keys, but it ended up being the Goma for the item in the staircase. So I had to go back again, so I did quadruple dip 1.
So yeah, and that made it a very compelling kind of comeback story in 9, because it did look for a while that TA was just going to run away with things just because of the good ordering in the beginning, but 9 could be the great equalizer, and that book that you ended up digging out of 7 ended up giving you a much faster path through it, so that was really exciting to watch.
For once, I took a right staircase. It is, not often that happens.
Found at least I have staircase pairs in 9. And 1 item.
Yeah, I literally just went into 1 staircase.
Jeez. That's awesome.
Spinosaurus has had some combat problems here in 9. Has taken at least 1 death. And has seen about half of it at this point.
And just
Finally-
heard the roar.
Yeah, and finally wisely using this potion, because he's got 2 potions. So hopefully we'll also be able to find that route once he gets past Ganon. And I think also wisely spending the silver arrows to kill off those ropes, because once again the white sword was just... 1 stab was not enough to do it.
Oh, took a Hyrule driver. Takes another Hyrule driver. Is gonna use the potion here.
Looks like Ganon might have been...
I think it just had. This should be the last, second to last. I thought he had gotten 7 by that point. There's
go.
number 8. There's Bacon. There's the Triforce of Power.
Oh, but chooses to up an A, and he had all of his hearts.
I wonder if he thinks he knows where she is.
Perhaps.
It didn't
There was...
Sorry.
Yeah, it didn't look like his map had mapped out. Yeah, that kind of... It was kind of upper leftish.
Yes.
Well, the top right corner, there was a room full of Vyres with a shutter door. I killed all the Vyres and it didn't open, but there was a push block to open the shutter.
Oh.
That threw me off for a second, for sure.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't found the route that I took. I couldn't tell from the map for sure if he would have seen the actual room. He's been like 1 or 2 rooms away from it.
But Zarnax, it sounds like what you were hypothesizing is exactly it.
Dang.
Yeah, that's rough.
So perhaps he saw that room before, thought it was Zelda. It turns into a bomb hole on the other side.
Oh, interesting.
And so now the unfortunate thing is he's down to 1 heart, and has used his potions, and so like there's still a chance that he's going to lose a little bit of time taking death, although it might set him back on the right path.
That was just leading into existence there as the Vyre just hopped right on top of him. So the way things are looking here entering Game 3, which will be upon the conclusion of this one, Antlers, this victory here puts you in the proverbial catbird seat. 7 points between the 2 games, lead over everybody. TA in second with 6, Zarnax with 4, and Spud with the 4th place finish here will be in 3. But it's still, the way things roll out here, I believe anybody can still take it as the top 2 advance.
Yeah, I think everyone's still technically alive.
It's definitely an uphill battle for me and Spuds.
But get your GGs in chat. Spudosaurus found the path to Princess Zelda. And with that, will be the 4th finisher in our race.
1:18:42, the official race time.
And so the 3rd and final race of this set is coming up shortly afterward. Is that also going to be on this channel?
Yeah, that
That's
at least from what I see here, it's we're not moving anywhere. We're gonna keep it right here. I'll be sticking with you for the second leg of the doubleheader, as I believe Lorgon, you'll be stepping out from what I've been told.
That's correct.
Yep,
So,
and I'll be joined by Just Andy 8 here in the booth. So
yeah,
I
for those
believe. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say for those in chat, yeah, be sure to stick around because if you enjoyed this race, you'll enjoy the next one.
Yeah, so we'll take a few minutes here, I believe, to kind of reset everything here, get a new race room set. That'll give you a chance to take care of any hydration breaks, bio breaks, things of that nature. Myself included in that. And we'll be back here for race number 3, and we'll see who will advance in the bracket stages here in the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament between our 4 racers featured here. Also, yeah, make sure to give those who won't be sticking with us a follow necessarily, as I'm just kind of looking and glancing. The Dr. Blue and the Alan Heffley taking care of the tracking, and my broadcast partner, Lorgon111.
Yeah, thanks. I enjoyed calling this race, and I have to miss the next one, but I'll be able to catch it on the VODs. Looking forward to it.
It'll certainly be a goodie, so stick around. I believe we're just gonna, we're gonna go back to the head screen here as we kind of figure things as we go along. Kind of doing it all on the fly here. Nothing can go wrong when it's live.
Yep. Thanks, GG Antlers, TA, Spuds. Thanks for all the commentary. We'll see you on the other side.
Yep. Likewise, thank you all for the comms and the tracking and all the good stuff with SpeedGaming. And GG's are next.
There we go. Our runners are going to step on out, get themselves prepped up here. We'll get another race room going. And with that, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying stay classy, my friends, stay safe, and stay tuned as game number 3 comes your way in a matter of moments here on Speed Gaming 3.